Bit of a slow news week this week in the craft beer side of things. I do have some news on some new beers, new brewery, and a few other interesting tidbits. It's been another great week this week in craft beer. Here's all the news that I know up to now. I was at the Atlantic Canadian Craft Beer Awards on Sunday. It was a great event. 21 breweries and cideries shared in over 40 medals, awarded in 14 categories, as well as 3 special awards. This year there was a few changes. The categories were reduced from 15 to 12 for beer, and 2 were added for ciders. As well, the People's Choice Award was removed, the Brew Pub of the Year Award was removed, and the Cider of the Year was added. Garrison was the big winner, taking home 3 gold medals and 1 silver, as well as Brewery of the Year. Another notable item, Le Brasseur de Petite Saule swept the entire Belgian-style specialty ales category, taking all 3 medals. 2 cider categories were dominated by Cider House and Red Rover Craft Cider. As well, Red Rover also took the Cider of the Year. And last, the most coveted Beer of the Year, or Best in Show, was taken by Boxcutter IPA from good old Bad Apple Brewhouse. Now to the regular news. Big Axe Brewery released the new beer today, the Anaphylactic Ale. It's a strong ale brewed with Rooftop Honey from James Joyce. They're also doing the inaugural Meet Your Maker tonight at 7:30 at James Joyce. Grimross has a new beer on tap, a Belgian Abbey SINGEL. It is a session beer at 4.8% that would have been brewed by Abbey Monks for their own use, rarely available to the public. It's very dry with a clean malt aroma, crisp light mouthfeel, and is available now. Picaroons says there's still tickets available to the Harvest Ale reception, 3-course dinner and beer pairings at Eventbrite on Sunday. At the beginning of the night, there'll be a Harvest Ale reception with Picaroons Tony Goss hosting to celebrate the return of Picaroons' long-awaited Harvest Ale made entirely with Maritime-grown hops. He'll be joining for dinner and telling stories of all the beers as you go along on Eventbrite, and they're available until tomorrow, Saturday at noon. River Valley Micro released that they started brewing some of their beer recipes for Railcar Brewing Company. This is a side project for now, and the shop remains open and business as usual. Garrison Brewing, in addition to winning all the medals, has been super busy. They released the Gastronome IPA, which won the gold in the experimental category last night. It's on tap exclusively at Harborstone Sea Grill and Poorhouse. That's in the Marriott and on the harborfront in Halifax. They also did a soft launch of its Martello Stout this week at the brewery. Look for it to roll out soon. And lastly, the Vulcan Ale Genesis Effect Red Session Ale has been bottled and will be available next Friday in honor of HellCon. Hell Bay Brewing Company released its newest seasonal High Tide Harvest Ale. They're using 100% local grown hops from High Tide Hop Farm outside of Bridgewater. They say that it's a rich malty body and peppery notes from the European yeast, giving it making this a 5% ale with all the fall characteristics. It's available at the brewery, at Stillwell, and at White Point Beach Resort. I popped into the auction house last night to see how the renovations are going. They have begun, and George's Island Brewing Company is going to be inside of the restaurant. Look for the beer probably early next year. Also staying with Auction House, next Wednesday is Beer School. If you've ever been to it, it's a lot of fun. And this month it's going to be Breton Brewing. That's all I have for this week. Have a great week, and until next time, enjoy responsibly.